Hey y'all, welcome back to Comments with Cookie Podcast. Hey, it's your host Cookie. I think I'm going to readjust this a little bit so I can sit back a little bit further. I had this part, let me take my shoes off, a little backwards. Okay, so how y'all doing? Y'all having a great day? Yay. I hope so. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into some things. So we are currently on, took that cover over. We are currently on day 9 of the 25 days, right? 25 ways that you give. So day 9 is I feed positive energy into my children daily. So this is absolutely amazing because I feel like a much better space mentally. Like I was going to do this episode and I was like, I'm just going to do it natural, no makeup, but I was having a morning and I was like, no, go ahead and do your makeup, get cute so you can do this podcast, and we'll get into that in an episode outside of the 25 days. Where I noticed that when I feed positive energy into my children, I'm also feeding positive energy to myself. So that's from things that I watch, things that I listen to, things that I view on Instagram. I've been doing a lot of ministries this past week of, just listening to different sermons to put myself in like a better mood. I've been listening to music that uplifts my spirits, that'll cause me to like want to dance and like have a little fun. And it's very important. Your babies can feel everything. I have to constantly remind myself that it's just like, okay, yes, you're going through your healing, and yes, you're going through, debunking a lot of things, but also you want them to feel the best versions of your emotions. So it's great to focus on things that are happy, not in like a toxic positivity type of way, but like truly focusing on things that make you happy versus focusing on things that make you sad or angry or any emotion outside of happiness, quite honestly, because they can feel that. Now, for people who have already given birth, this is still important with the different TV shows that your children watch. So I have quite a few cousins and stuff, right? And we all have phones. We have, our phones, and there's a lot of games on the phone. Remember that little meme, like, you got games on your phone? Little, like, child meme. And one of my cousins, he was asking if he could play some games on my phone, and he was downloading a lot of different games. And he was sitting across from me, and I don't know, I just, like, had a motherly instinct was already kicking in. And I'm just like, he's just staring at this phone. What is it that you're looking at? And when I looked over at the screen, one of the games he was playing was completely violent. And I was like, oh, absolutely not. I immediately took the phone from him, and I immediately deleted all the games. Because I was just like, we're not doing that. So I believe that it's still important even at that point to monitor what your children are watching, different games that they're playing. Because, even something as growing up, I was watching South Park. One of my parents got it for me. I didn't know anything about it. I was a child, even to the point they didn't know. It just so happened that one of my parents walked by the room and I heard the stuff that was going on. I was like, yo, what is it that you're watching? Like, what is this? But because it was a cartoon, it disguised the fact that it was very inappropriate. So I feel like you still need to watch the cartoons, different things that you're feeding your children, so that way they can still get the positivity, because one, the enemy is after our children, okay? So we have to make sure that we are feeding positive energy into our children, because our children are the next generation. We have done a lot that we can do to change the world, and now it's also time for us to, as we continue to do things to change the world, bring our children up to do the same, so they can bring their children up to do the same, and so on and so forth. So it's very important to feed positivity into your children, because it helps with self-esteem, it helps with their confidence, it helps with how they go out in their interactions in the world. and it really helps with like their mental state, because there's been a lot of research that's been done. A lot of these children play different video games and stuff like that, and they grow up being extremely aggressive, and it's just because of different things that they're intaking. So feeding positive energy is your direct interactions with your children, but then also things that they interact with themselves. So yeah, I know this episode was kind of pretty, it was short, but I really hope that the message was still felt, that you still learned something, and that you really take the information seriously about making sure you're feeding positive energy into your children. Okay, it's very, very, very important to make sure that we are feeding our children and ourselves very positive things. So your homework today is to sit your child down and share one positive affirmation between the both. And if your children children or child doesn't know what a positive affirmation is, explain it to them. A positive affirmation is blah blah blah. It is, so I'm gonna tell y'all. A positive affirmation is something, whether it's a word or a statement or a phrase, that can help uplift your spirits or help uplift someone else's spirits by constant repetition. So, for example, a positive affirmation is, I am smart. I am lovable. I am confident. Those are just a few examples of positive affirmations. So I would love for you to sit down with your child and share those positive affirmations with one another. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed day 9 so very much, and I will see y'all tomorrow for day 10. Bye.